Hi teachers, Miss Super here in the Science Lab. I want to talk to you about two assessment tools that I've recently learned a lot about, and I think that you would really see the benefits for your students, and hopefully I can convince you to possibly try them out in your room. So the two things I'm going to talk to you about are Quizziz and Fligrid. These are two online assessment tools that are similar but yet very different. And I'm going to talk to you about how that is in just a second. The reason why I chose these two tools are because, number one, I think they're beneficial. And another reason is I chose Quizziz because as a specialist teacher, I feel like I need to have a little more closure since I don't see the students as often. So I need to have a little more closure at the end of my lessons, and this would kind of give me a quick view of my kids. Are they getting it? Are they not? So I think it would really help my students that I don't see all the time. And also I chose Fligrid because it's something that I'm familiar with. I have never used it as a teacher, but I've used it as one of the students to answer questions. So I think it's great, and I want to tell you a little bit about the similarities. They are both free. They have quite a plethora of things that you can do with them that I will not be able to cover all in this video. But they're free, they're engaging, they're fun for the students. It is a different way to integrate technology. It is a great way for closing. You can do formative assessments with both of them. I think the Quizziz, you can add a little bit more of the summative in there with, but I think that they are both very, very beneficial to classrooms. So I want to just show you kind of the setup of both so you can see what they look like. And I'm actually going to start with Quizziz. Quizziz is, like I said, the one that you can use for summative, but still it's just like the formative is probably what it's best for. So you go on, you create a login, and then this is a self-paced learning tool. So you can find a quiz on almost anything. If I wanted to look up, let's see, I'm teaching science, let's do weather. And this could apply for many grades. I can filter it by elementary school, and let's see, I want to do this one. And what I like about it is these are already made. There are thousands of quizzes already made on here for you. You can also create your own if you'd like. I've explored a little bit with that. You can add videos in there, you can add links to different things. So it's like a whole lesson in this little quiz. So I like that, but these are already made. Like I said, there's thousands of them. You can print them, you can share them with a teammate, and if you want to look at the answers just to make sure they kind of match up with what you're doing, that is on there, so you can kind of skim through, okay, do I like these questions? Are we talking about air mass? And see if it's something that's relevant to what you're teaching. So that's kind of how you find a quiz or create a quiz. It also gives you reports. So if I were to assign this to my class, I could go on here, get the results, look at it as a class results, class data, or individual data, which is great for parent conferences and to show, hey, look, they're not getting this, and here's an example. You can download it in a spreadsheet. You can save it to your laptop and then send it different ways. And the other thing that I really liked about this was you can create your own memes. So if I had some class names or class jokes that we had that I could put in there, or some encouraging things as if kids were getting questions right or wrong, just make up our own memes to go in here between the quizzes that you create. So in here I've made a couple collections of my grade levels. Since I don't do it by subject, I do it by grade levels. So you could departmentalize it on there. So this is a great way to kind of see where your kids are, catch them up, close things, let them practice at home, let their parents see what they're doing. So that's Quizziz. And the other one that I really liked was Fligrid. Fligrid is a video discussion board. And so it's not the same as just giving them a quiz. It is getting them to practice speaking in front of a camera, but yet in front of their peers because they're going to see it as well. And I am not someone who likes to talk in front of people. I like to teach in my classroom, teach my students, but talking in front of people is really hard for me. So Screencast and Fligrid is an amazing way for me to get me to talk. So again, you make a login on here. Some of the things that I really like about it, you go to my grids. You can, like I said, create a new grid, and these are your classes or communities is what they like to refer them to. So I have my second grade scientist, And when you do that, you can create topics. And when you do that, you're creating a topic for them to discuss, which I love the way that they talk about that. So I just did a basic welcome, what I wanted them to tell me. They could go on themselves and record it. And then once they start recording it, I can approve them before they post. And also they can respond to their peers, which I love the interaction and discussions that would happen that way about the different topics we might talk to. There are a lot more features that I would love to talk to you about. If you want to know more information, I would love to get together and talk about more. So this one also, before I go, has a huge library of already made topics that you could apply. You can also go on and edit them and tweak them to have specific questions that you would want on there. So I think that these two would really engage our students and would really help them become involved in our class and be excited about it. And it would take those students the Fligrid, who would be not as apt to share in class, share through a video like this. So I think they're both very beneficial, super easy to use. They have a lot of resources already there for you, so you don't have to spend a lot of time making them unless you have time and you want to make them. So I think that these are two that you should really try out in your classroom. And if you have any more questions or want to know a little bit more about some of the little tricks and tips that I'm learning right now too, I would love to get with you and explore a little bit more. So I hope you like Flipgrid and Quizziz, and I hope you plan to give them a try.